Welcome students. Let us continue the design of three-phase induction motor. So we are discussing about the stator design of three-phase induction motor. So let us consider the depth of the stator core. So what is the equation to be used for calculation of depth of the stator core? So with reference to this figure, so you can see the stator core, cross section of the stator core. Here the distance between this point to this point, that is called as a capital D, that is diameter of stator bore. So these are all the slots which are present in the stator. So inside the slots the conductors are placed, correct. So these are all the slots which are 360 degree around the stator, and the slots conductors are placed inside the slots. So this is the depth of the slots, DSS, depth of the slots, and this is DCS, that is depth of the stator core, and this is D naught, that is overall diameter of the stator. The depth of the stator core is depends upon the flux density in the core. So the amount, the depth of the stator slots will be decided by the flux density which is present in the core. The flux density in the stator core lies between 1.2 to 1.5 Weber per meter square. The flux passing through the stator core is half of the flux per pole. So whatever the flux which is passing through the stator core is half of the flux per pole, the amount of flux which is present per pole. So that is the flux which is passing through the stator core. The flux in the stator core is given by, it is half of the flux per pole. So you can give that phi m divided by 2, that is flux in the stator core. So let BCS is the flux density in the stator core. Then area of the stator core is given by flux through the core divided by flux density in the stator core. So whatever the flux through the core divided by the flux density in the stator core. So flux through the core is phi m divided by phi m by 2, correct. Flux in the stator core is phi m by 2 divided by flux density in the stator core is BCS. So area of the stator core is given by length into depth. So length is Li and depth of the core is DCS. So area of the stator core is length into depth. So that is Li is the length and DCS is the depth of the stator core. So equating the above two equations for area of the stator core. So both are area of the stator core. So you can equate the two equations. So Li into DCS is equal to phi m divided by 2 into BCS. So from this, depth of the stator core DCS is given by phi m divided by 2 into BCS into Li. Li is the length of the stator core. So this is the equation we can use to find out the depth of the stator core, which is given by phi m, that is maximum flux, divided by 2 into BCS into Li, length of the core, correct. So outer diameter of the stator core D naught, which is calculated as D plus 2 into depth of the stator slot plus depth of the core. If you refer the figure, you can identify that the outer diameter of the stator core D naught is, you can find out by capital D, that is stator bore diameter, plus 2 into depth of the stator slots plus depth of the core. So which is equal to capital D plus 2 into DCS plus 2 DSS. Now based on whatever learned till now, so we will solve some numerical problems or whatever the theory which we have learned. So based on that one, we have to solve some numerical problems. So first problem, determine the approximate diameter and length of the stator core, number of stator slots, number of stator conductors for a 11 kilowatt 400 volt 3 phase 4 pole 1425 rpm delta connected induction motor. So average flux density is 0.45, that is specific magnetic loading, you can say 0.45 Weber per meter square, and AC is 23,000 ampere conductors per meter, and full load efficiency of the induction motor is 0.85, power factor is 0.88, and ratio of core length to pole pitch L by 2, ratio of core length to pole pitch is equal to 1, and stator employs a double layer winding. So stator has a double layer winding and winding factor is 0.95. So the rating of the induction motor is 11 kilowatt 400 volt 3 phase 4 pole 1425 delta connected induction motor. So we need to find out the main dimensions. Main dimensions means capital D, that is diameter, and the length of the stator core, that is L. And the number of stator slots you have to find out, SS, and number of stator conductors of that particular stator slots. So now kVA input of the induction motor is given by output divided by efficiency into power factor, correct. So output of the induction motor, which is given as 11 kilowatt. So output is we need in the values in kVA, so directly you can write output as kilowatt, correct. So output in kilowatt, that is 11 kilowatt, divided by efficiency means it will give the input to the induction motor into power factor. If you multiply, then you will be getting the kVA input of the induction motor. So 11 kilowatt divided by efficiency is 0.85 and power factor is 0.88. So it is 14.7 kVA. That is the kVA input of the induction motor. So synchronous speed ns is given by, it is synchronous speed is in rotation per second. So 2f by p. So 2 into 50 by 4 pole. So it is 25 rps. So C naught is given by 11 into kWs into BAV into AC into 10 to the power minus 3. So C naught is the coefficient, correct, output coefficient C naught, which is equal to 11 kilowatt kWs, that is winding factor, stator winding factor. BAV is the specific magnetic loading, AC is the specific electrical loading, into 10 to the power minus 3. So 11 into 0.955 into 0.45 into 23,000 into 10 to the power minus 3. So if you solve this one, you will be getting 108.73 kVA per meter square into meter square RPS. So here the value is 23,000. So that is the C naught value. So kVA input is, output equation of the induction motor is Q is equal to C naught into D square into L into Ns, correct. So substituting this value from this, D square L is equal to Q divided by C naught into Ns. So Q is 14.7 divided by 108.73 into 25. Ns is 25, correct. So Q value already we have calculated in kVA, that is we got it as 14.7. So no need of multiplying with the 10 to the power 3 because the value which is obtained is in kVA only. So kVA is 14.7 divided by C naught, what you have got is 108.73 into Ns is 25 rps. So the D square L value will be getting 0.0054. So given that core length to pole pitch L by 2 value equal to 1. So we can write L is equal to 2. 2 is nothing but pi d by p, that is the pole pitch, pi d by p. So if you substitute the value of L is nothing but pi d by p from this equation. So put L is equal to pi d by p in the equation D square L. So you will be getting D square L is equal to 0.0054, correct, 0.0054, and d cube into pi by p, because here from this equation instead of L I can substitute as pi d by p. So pi d by p, so d into d cube, we will be getting 0.0054. So if you substitute the value and substitute the value of number of poles, and if you solve this one, so you will be getting the value of D, capital D is 0.1902 meter, and L value from this D value you can substitute here, or from this equation you can substitute the value of L and you can find out the value of L, that is pi d by p. So you will be getting 0.1494 meter. So maximum flux per pole phi m is given by BAV into pi dl by p. So from the specific magnetic loading, so you can write it as this equation, that is maximum flux per pole phi m equal to BAV into pi dl by p. So if you substitute this value, you will be getting 0.01 Weber. Since the stator is delta connected, so it is given as a stator is delta connected, the line voltage is same as the phase voltage. So there is no change in the line voltage and phase voltage, only the current is changing. So stator turns per phase you can calculate ES is equal to ES by 4.44 into F into phi m into kWs. So ES is 400 volt, correct, that is phase voltage, divided by 4.44 into F is 50 into phi m. Phi m is 0.01 flux density into kWs, that is 0.955. So you will be getting the stator turns per phase is 188 ts. So stator slot should be multiple of Q. correct, where q is the slots per pole per phase. So stator slot should be a multiple of q, that is should be integer, which is directly related to the integer, and it should be a slots per pole per phase. So stator slots SS is nothing but number of phases into poles into q. Correct. Q is the stator slots per pole per phase. So from this equation you can calculate when the q value is taken as 2 initially. So you have to do the trial and error method by choosing the value of q from 2, 3, 4. Correct. When q is equal to 2, SS value is 3 into 4 into 2. Correct. So 3 is the number of phases, 4 is the number of poles into 2. That is q value. So you will be getting 24. And the next q value is equal to 3 if you take SS value is 3 into 4 into 3, so you will be getting 36, and q value is equal to 4 if you get SS value is equal to 3 into 4 into 4, so you will be getting 48. Stator slot pitch lies between 15 mm to 25 mm. So when you are studying or learning in the theory part of the stator slots, so it is given that stator slot pitch should be always lies between 15 mm to 25 mm. So not more than or not less than that value. So based on that one, we have to calculate the number of stator slots or number of stator slots. So when SS is equal to stator slots is equal to 36, so what is the value of YSS? YSS is nothing but pi d divided by SS, that is stator slots. So pi into d, that is diameter 0.19 into stator slots is nothing but actually it is 36 into 10 to the power 3, correct? Yeah. So YSS is 36 into 10 to the power 3 millimeter. So 36 is millimeter, so you have to convert into meter. So when SS is 36, so YSS value will be getting 16.58 millimeter, and when SS is 36, the slot pitch wise lies between 15 to 25 mm. So if you choose the number of stator slots 36, based on this equation you can find out that the slot pitch that is YSS is lies between 15 to 25 mm. Hence the stator slots can be considered as a 36. Conductors per slot ZSS is given by 60S divided by SS. 60S divided by SS. So 6 into TSS is 188 number of stator conductors divided by number of stator slots, that is 36. So you will be getting 31.33 is the number of conductors per slots, that ZSS. So ZSS should be an integer number because it is number of conductors per slot, so it should be an integer. For double layer winding, so it should be within the range from 30 to 32. So you cannot take 31 because it is a double layer. So 2 conductors per slot. So you either you have to choose the value of ZSS as 30 or 32. So by considering 32, let ZSS is 32, then the stator total stator conductors is equal to the SS into ZSS. So SS is the number of stator slots, that is 36, into number of stator conductors is 32. So it is finally you will be getting the number as 1152. So that is the total stator conductors. New value of turns per phase, if you calculate new value of turns per phase based on the adjusted value of stator conductors per slot and the number of slots, we can find out the new value of turns per phase. So new value of turns per phase, TS is equal to ZSS into SS. So ZSS is 32. So that is there are 32 number of stator conductors into SS. SS is the nothing but total number of stator slots. Total number of stator slots. So ZSS into SS divided by 6. So ZSS you will be getting 32 into SS is 36 divided by 6. So you will be getting 192. So that is the value of number of turns per phase. So this way you can find out the unknown values in the given problem. So the numerical problems are easy, there is no difficulty. So only you have to remember the there is slot pitch lies between 15 to 25 mm. So coming to the next problem, that is problem number 2. Estimate the stator core dimensions, number of stator slots and number of stator conductors per slot for a 100 kilowatt 3300 volt 50 Hz 12 pole star connected slip ring induction motor. So you have to calculate the stator core dimensions, number of stator slots and number of stator conductors per slot of a 100 kilowatt 3300 volt 50 hertz 12 pole star connected slip ring induction motor with the BAV value is 0.4 Weber per meter square. That is specific magnetic loading is 0.4 Weber per meter square, and AC, that is specific electrical loading, is 25,000 ampere conductors per meter. So that is the specific electrical loading, and efficiency is 0.9 and power factor is 0.9. Correct. So choose the main dimensions to give the best power factor. So the condition is given, you have to choose the best, you have to choose the dimensions, that is capital D and capital L, that is stator bore diameter and core length, for the best power factor. So power factor should be best. Slot loading should not exceed 500 ampere conductors. So the loading of slot should not exceed 500 ampere conductors. So winding factor is given as 0.96, that is S stand for stator. Stator winding factor KWS is given as 0.96. So as usual, when compared to previous problem, same procedure. So kVA input you can calculate, Q is equal to output by efficiency into power factor. So 100 kilowatt is the output power divided by efficiency is 0.9 and power factor is 0.9. So you will be getting 123.45 kVA. Correct. So output coefficient C naught equal to 11 into BAV into AC into KWS into 10 to the power minus 3. So 11 into BAV is 0.4 into 25,000, that is the AC value, and KWS value is 0.96 into 10 to the power minus 3. So by solving this equation, you will be getting 105.6 kVA per meter cube into RPS. So synchronous speed NS is given by, it is in RPS, so NS is equal to 2F by P. So 2 into 50 divided by 12 pole, 8.33 RPS. So in the statement of the problem, number of poles are also mentioned. So based on that one, you can calculate the synchronous speed as 8.33 RPS. So D square L, the equation is Q divided by C naught into NS. So 123.45 is the Q value, divided by C naught is 105.6 into 8.33 is the NS value. So you will be getting 0.1403 meter cube as D square L value. For best power factor, if you see the table which is given in the theory explaining the theory part, so best power factor tau is equal to square root of 0.18 into L, that is 18% of the length under square root. So that is the best power factor for tau, that is the pole pitch. So substituting this value, so tau is equal to pi d by p, correct. So tau is equal to pi d by p. So pi d divided by p equal to 0.18 L into square root of under square root. So you will be getting d square as 2.626 into L. So by solving this one, instead of pi d by p, you have to put the tau value. So pi d by p equal to 0.18 into L into square root under square root. So d square L value also you got it as 0.1403 meter cube. So now you are substituting this value here in the 1 value. So you will be getting d square L is equal to 0.1403 and L value and d value you will be finding out. So based on these two equations, equation number this one, d square equal to 2.626 into L and d square L is equal to 0.1403 meter cube. Based on these two equations, if you solve the value here, so you will be getting L and D, core length and stator bore diameter. Since the stator is star connected, so voltage will be, phase voltage will be line voltage divided by root 3, correct. So stator voltage per phase ES is equal to, line voltage is 3300 divided by root 3, so 1905.25 is the line voltage. So flux per pole phi m equal to BAV into pi dl by P. So flux per pole phi m equal to 0.4, that is BAV into pi into D is the diameter of the stator bore, 0.78 into L is 0.23 divided by 12 poles. So you will be getting 0.0188 Weber. So stator turns per phase TS you can calculate as ES by 4.44 F into phi m into KWS. So ES value already we have calculated per phase value of voltage, that is 1905.25, and 4.44 F is 50 Hertz and flux phi m is 0.0188 and stator winding factor is 0.96. So you will be getting stator turns per phase TS as 478. Now the stator slot pitch should lies between 15 to 25 mm. So there is no deviation, that is the bottom and upper range for the standard stator slot pitch that you have to follow. So stator slots SS is nothing but pi d by YSS. Pi d divided by YSS is the stator slots equation. So when YSS is equal to upper limit is or bottom limit is 15 mm. So when YSS is equal to 15 mm, so based on this equation SS will become 163. And when YSS is equal to 25 mm, that is the upper limit, YSS is equal to 25 mm, then stator slots you will be getting 98. That means number of stator slots should lies between 98 and 163. The stator slots SS should be lies between 98 and 163. Now if you calculate the slots per pole per phase, which is starting from 2 value, so when Q is equal to 2, stator slots SS is nothing but 3 into 12 into 2. So you will be getting 72, correct, number of stator slots. When Q is equal to 3, number of stator slots is equal to 108. When Q is equal to 4, number of stator slots equal to 144. When Q is equal to 5, stator slots is 180. So based on this one, you can choose the value of stator slots, because stator slots is ranging from 98 to 163. So 72 and 180 will be disqualified, or you can discard. So there are two values, 108 and 144. Normally we will be choosing the higher value of number of stator slots, or you can say that check for the slot loading. So slot loading value is given. So stator current per phase. Loading means it is nothing but finding the current value. So stator current per phase kVA into 1000 divided by root 3 into VL. Correct. So current you can calculate stator current per phase kVA into 1000. You will be getting VA divided by root 3 into VL, root 3 into VL. So you will be getting the current per phase. So you will be getting 21.6 amps if you solve this equation. So here it is stator is star connected. So current will be equal to IL equal to I phase. IL equal to I phase. So when SS is 108, then ZSS value is you can calculate by 60S by SS value. So 6 into 478 is the number of stator turns divided by 108, that is the SS value. So you will be getting number of conductors per slot is 26. Now check for the slot loading. Slot loading is ZSS into IS. So ZSS is 26 into IS is 21.6. So when you multiply this one, you will be getting 561.6 ampere conductor. So which is higher than the slot loading parameter or the value which is given in the statement of the problem. In the statement of the problem, slot loading is given 500 amps conductors, but here the slot loading will be more than that one, that is 561.6 ampere conductor. Now lower value of stator slots if you consider, so when SS is equal to 144 or higher value, you can say higher value of number of stator slots if you consider, so that is 144. So based on that one you can calculate the number of stators conductors, slot conductors. So ZSS is equal to 60S divided by SS, so you will be getting 6 into 478 divided by 144. That means only the denominator is changing. Correct, denominator is changing, so it is here 144, that is the stator slots. So you will be getting ZSS value as 20. So now if you check the slot loading, so here ZSS into IS, which is equal to 20 into 21.6. 21.6 you will be got as the stator current per phase. So if you check the slot loading, so the value will be 432 ampere conductors, which is below the value which is given in the statement of the problem. So in the statement of the problem, the value is given as 500. So we got it as 432 amps conductor. So the value which is obtained is lesser than the slot loading range which is given in the statement of the problem. Therefore, we can choose number of stator slots as 144 instead of 108. So when SS is equal to 144, the slot loading does not exceed 500 ampere conductors. Hence 144 slots is suitable for the machine. Now total stator conductors is given by SS into ZSS. So that is 144 into 20. So that is the number of stator conductors per slot. So you will be getting total stator conductors as 2880. So new value of turns per phase TS is equal to ZSS into SS divided by 6. So ZSS is 20 and SS is 144 divided by 6 pole machine. So new value of turns per phase is 480. So in this method, in this way we can solve the numerical problems based on the stator core design. So one more problem is there, so that will continue in the next video.